Hey y'all, Jonathan, Montana Fire Pits here with another video. And in this video, I'm going to talk about a frequently asked question, and that is plumbing. How do I get from A to Z and plummet? Here you go. So folks, I get questions like this very often, and they are honest, logical questions. How do I plumb something, or what pieces and parts do I need in order to get from A to Z? My gas stub to the key valve, to the key, to the escutcheon, to the burner, to the flex line, you name it. That part over here, how do I get from A to Z? The answer, unfortunately, just like your gas line, I don't know, right? And I say that because, quite simply, in plumbing, in installation of anything, in construction of anything, there is what I call a zillion ways to Sunday to get something done. And A, since I'm not a plumber, and B, I'm not on your job site, it's impossible for me to tell you the pieces and parts that you need, right? Or the fittings, or do I sell fittings, or something like that. Number one is we are not in the parts business. Montana Fire Pits is not in the parts business. We have our kits designed, and our key valve and flex line kits and burners and plates and accessories and things like that. But the actual gas line and the plumbing required, the propane, regulators, fittings, hoses, reducers, not us, okay? Now, so let me sketch this out here, right? You're gonna have your fuel stub. That's your thread at the top. Here's grade. We'll call that grade. And here's your enclosure. And here's the key valve, right? And here's your burner stub. And this is going to vary, of course. Oh my goodness. Know this. There is not two gas fire features that are exactly the same. I promise you, I guarantee it. Unless you buy it out of a box, which we don't sell those. Unless you buy it out of a box, those should have all the pieces and parts, but that's not what we're dealing with. We're dealing with something a little more customized than that, a little higher end than that. So whether it's propane or natural gas, those two things have different components that are required, okay? The basics is we're gonna call this A, and we're going to call this B, the key valve, okay? Key valve. All right. How do I get from here to here? There's some basic guidelines here, and I'll give those to you. But more importantly, the takeaway is your installer on site, that qualified, that licensed, that professional is going to be able to get you there, okay? Because there's reducers and fittings and black pipe and nipples and things like that and all that, okay? Say your line coming in is you got a big old beefy 1.25" line coming in, and our key valve is gonna be 3/4 max, right? This is getting your fuel in, which is essential because it's running the distance and it's getting the proper pressure. Now, 1.25" to 3/4, how do you do it? What fittings do you need? Where do you need a reducer? Can I do this? Can I do this? The answer is yes to all, but you can't ask me, right? So I'd love to be able to give you the answers, but I can't. So 3/4, and then this is an important Burners under 300,000 BTUs are going to have a 1/2 inch female on the bottom. Female, right? So then you're going, but this is our flex line, right? That's us all day long. We call it key valve north, right? That's going to be included in the key valve kit. Some of you need that, some of you don't need it. Some of you need the key valve and flex lines, some of you only need the flex lines. Everything with us, a la carte, right? So that's the beautiful thing, is no matter what, we'll be able to get you the components rather than parts, reducers and nipples and black pipe and all that kind of stuff, okay? Now, with propane, for example, you have regulators, you have line size, you have pressure, you have reducers, you have brass fittings, you have all the same thing, but with propane, it's just a different animal. And with propane, I am here to say, I don't have those answers. Propane guys have those answers, okay? And propane guys are the ones that I lean on to get the proper information, right? Regulators, don't know, don't sell them. Where do you need that regulator? Ask your pro. You can have a regulator at the tank. You can have it at the unit. No matter what, you're taking this pressure from a propane tank and you're reducing that pressure ultimately to get to the burner. And how that's done, that really is propane from your tank all the way to the gas stub and then over to the key. How do I make that? Key. That is all your LP, we're going to call them an LP Pro, okay? Trust them, right? And if you say, the easiest thing you can do is to have your burner selected already, or at least know, right, what you are looking for is that burner at the end. You've already done all your measurements, you've done all your research, you know you want the 280,000 octagonal burner. That's what you're telling your propane guy. And he's going to go from here to there, right? Quick tidbit too. This tank size is absolutely vital to determine the burner at the end, right? If we go back to rule number 1 in gas fire features, fuel equals flame, that tank size on LP will drive the ability to get a flame at the end, okay? And that's a conversation for another day. But there you go. So, plumbing, can't do it. Jonathan, what parts do I need? Don't know. Well, what if I do this and this and this and this and this and this and this? Yes, talk to your pro, right? Now, this is to say I'm not disregarding every single question. That would be cavalier of me, and I'm not doing that. I try to help whenever I have the ability to help. But most times, if we're getting down to the nitty-gritty, I just don't know, right? Okay. That's it. That's a nice diagram, isn't it? Okay. That's all I got to say. So, MontanaFirePits.com, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube, like, comment, share. You guys know the drill. Thank you so much, and we will talk to you later. Peace out.